So we're here in the Garden of England, Orchard Place Farm in Kent for the British Carp Cup finals.
The sun's out, the fish are moving, it's going to be a great weekend fishing.
Yeah, it's a lovely looking lake, a lot of islands, a lot of stuff to go at, a lot of features, some big fish. We fished here a few times in the past and haven't done so well, so hopefully this time it'll be better, to be honest with you.
Probably the pegs that we would have chosen would have been the obvious point swims, just because you get a bit of water that no one else can get to.
I think if we won, it would mean everything. I mean, entering only for the second time, managing to win the qualifier and our Southern final, to take all three would just be absolutely amazing.
There's a few out there. It's obviously Rob Burgess, always manages to nick a few fish. Steve Blow as well. You know, he's won I think the Southern and the Midlands this year, so we've got to look out for him. And they're another good pair from Cottington, the guys from Bristol. So yeah, there's a few pairs out there that we've got to compete against, but we're going to put it all in and see what we can do.
Yeah, it'd be great to win the British Carp Cups. We've had a good year in all the Northern, Southern and Midlands, so it'd be nice to finish it off with this one.
So we've got some of the UK's finest anglers here who've qualified from the qualifying rounds.
The draw's about to take place. Now, with it being the main final, it's an out-of-the-bag draw.
Yes.
So the guys will come up, take a number out of a bag, and whatever number they've got is the peg that they'll be fishing. Slightly different to the regionals, isn't it?
Regionals, yes, it's called watercraft. Obviously, it's where you come out in the draw, you pick a number and you get to pick your swim. So the higher in the draw you come out, the better chance you've got of getting the swim you want.
Yeah, no, the lake's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I mean, there's absolutely stocked full of fish. We was here a few years ago in the Southern final, wasn't we? And we saw a nice 40-pounder, quite a few 30-pound fish.
It is, it's a real mixed bag. There's 20s, there's 30s and there's even 40s. And I think £300 worth of carp won the match last time.
Wow, definitely going to set for an interesting weekend. So I think we should head over to the draw and find out where people are going to be fishing.
Let's do that.
Definitely happy.
Yeah, second choice really. If we was doing watercraft, it would have been second choice. So happy with it.
And how are you going to set yourself out for this competition? Are you going to go in with maggots? Are you going to go in with boilies? What are you going to do?
Main approach would be maggot.
Slow approach.
Just slow. Just try and build the swim. Hopefully generate a few bites throughout the competition.
So it's a bite at a time.
Yeah, reduce the bait slowly and
see how it goes over the 48 hours.
At a time. And if we get them in front of us, then we'll build it from there.
We have Clifford Baker, Peter Hale.
Being in peg 9, I mean, we're over the moon with that draw. We've got some good water, it's had some good form, so I'm feeling really confident.
We've got the wind pushing down here, and sometimes the wind helps on this lake, especially pushing fish into your swim. So there's every chance that you could do well.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's looking bang on. I mean, confidence is sky high. We've seen a few fish show. You know, we just want to get one in the net now, really. But yeah, confidence is high.
So, Richie, Kevin, you've drawn peg 4. First feelings?
Proper gutted, to be fair. Kevin's picked the last 2 pegs out in the qualifier and in the Southern final, and we thought we'd change it up a bit and give me a go. And I went and picked peg 4, which hasn't done well in the past, so to be honest we're pretty deflated and gutted at the moment.
So why are you feeling that? Just purely on past form?
Yeah, we looked at all the past form from all the previous matches, did our homework, and this peg hasn't produced many fish, you know, 4 or 5 if you're lucky, so we've got a lot of work to do. So
look who I found, Ricky Dummer from the Dummer Brothers. Your brother's walking around as well, but I've just grabbed you because I want to get into your head a little bit about this match fishing at Orchard Place Farm, because I know you're a regular here and you've caught many fish and you've qualified from this venue. So we've had the draw. What are your feelings?
Yeah, so as you say, we've fished it a number of times. There's 2 or 3 really well-renowned swims on here. You've got both the points.
Yeah.
So what's known as the front point, peg 10, is definitely one of the top swims. You've got the back point, which is known as peg 2, which is the back point, really well-known swim. Those two swims both fish to the same body of water, so generally they're a really good place to be.
They're known as the flyers, really.
Yeah, definitely. They're the two swims. If you were picking your swim, generally they'd go first.
Yeah.
Down the other end of the lake, you've got the deeper water, which generally holds some of the bigger fish. And I've been told on the quiet by a couple of the bailiffs that there's a bit of the lake called the Back Bay round at Peg 4.
Yeah.
A lot of fish have been seen around there, so I wouldn't discount that this weekend either. It's not normally one of the flying swims, but a few different people have said there's been a lot of fish showing around there.
Oh, so that could be a little tip from you. It could be a wild card.
I definitely think, from what I've heard, if I was fishing here this weekend, then yeah, Peg 4 could definitely be one of the swims that turns up a few surprises.
Yeah. Tactics-wise, what would you go in with?
So this, it's no secret now, this venue is very well known for producing on maggots.
Yeah.
Does big weights of fish with maggots over lots of competitions. Zigs are also a very good choice on here. If the weather gets up and the sun gets up and it's a bit warm, I definitely wouldn't discount a zig fishing up in the water. Both of those tactics, maggot zigs, definitely work on this lake.
And pop-ups, wafters, that sort of thing as well, especially if the maggots aren't working.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maggots don't always work, but they generally work. But I wouldn't discount anything. The zigs and the maggots would be my go-to choices. And as you say, after that, drop into wafters, pop-ups and bottom baits, obviously, if you're really scratching around.
Well, I'm certainly excited. I want to know how this is going to turn out. We've got some good anglers here this weekend. Any predictions?
Yeah, it's a really good lake. I'd have to say Peg 2. It's got Darren and Levi in it. They know this lake really well.
Yeah.
I've qualified myself from that swim a couple of times. It's a really good swim. You can get to the main body of the lake from there. So that would be probably my, if I had to put my money somewhere, it would probably be on there. But this lake's really prolific. It can throw up a few surprises, and it does really big hits of fish. It's a really good lake.
And some big fish as well.
Yeah, there's some big fish. So they go to upper 40s. It often does 30s in matches, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see 1 or 2 30s.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like Ricky's looking forward to it. Let's see how this match pans out.
So Peg 8, Adam Goodwin, Wayne Higgins, first fish of the competition. Pitching it in very gently there. Reaching for it with the net. Is it in? It is. Nice little start for the lads there. Always nice to get a fish early on. You know fish are in your swim, you know your spots are working, you know your tactics are there. Let's get Mick round to get this one weighed. Looks loadable there.
Munda? Yeah. It's a common. £12 dead.
£12 dead.
Yeah.
And there she is. Nice little mirror for Adam and Wayne. Well, the fish are starting to play ball now. Darren Pearce, Levi Letchford. Looks like Levi's into his first fish. Darren poised with the net. Darren and Levi fishing in one of our favourite pegs, Peg 2. Fishes to a body of water on the lake where the fish seem to hold up. And it looks like the guys are capitalising on that at the minute. Darren reaching with the net, and he's got it. I think we should head on round there and see what this one weighs.
So we're in Peg 2. Levi and Darren. Their second fish, it's going on the scales now, Mick's putting it on there.
Not as big as we first thought, but still decent fish.
Well, this has actually put them into the lead, so.
£18, 4 ounces.
£18.4, definitely puts them in the lead. Darren and Levi, off to a flyer. First fish, £23.
Yeah, just under 24, 23.14.
And you actually thought it was a bit bigger when you was playing it, because it went like stink, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked a lot bigger in the water.
Definitely.
The legs went to jelly.
Thought it was a £40.
So the shouts of 40.
Yeah.
And then the second fish, £18, which has put you into the lead.
Yeah. It's a nice first 2 fish really. Good average. Hopefully they keep coming at that sort of weight.
And so that's sort of taken the nerves off of you a little bit because you caught the 2 early fish.
Yeah, just hopefully we can build the swim, so it's 2 different spots as well, so if we can try and get them 2 spots going, hopefully we can just keep trickling the bites and just knocking the score up.
So I've just turned up into peg 4. Richie Collins and Kevin Locke have just had their second fish, waiting for the marshals to come up and weigh the fish. These guys don't hold back, do they, Paul, really?
No, they don't. Literally, from the moment the fish is on the bank, it's in the retainer waiting to be weighed, and the bait is back on the spot straight away. The importance of getting your hook bait straight back out there, because if the fish are in the area, it can pick you up that bite straight away.
It looks like a good fish, you know.
It's got to be
13 pounds.
13 pound, yeah. I think it's over 13 pound.
What is it, a mirror or a common?
It's a mirror.
It's a mirror. A lively mirror.
Right.
It's looking about the 17, 18 pound mark.
Yeah, I would say it's
easily over 13. Let's just confirm this on the scales.
what we got.
Yeah, there we go, as I thought.
Oh yeah. £18, 1 ounce.
£18 one, that should definitely put them into the lead.
Most certainly will. A little bit of a cushion, but they're tight with second.
Peg 4, Richie Collins, Kevin Locke, £18 one. This should take them into the lead.
So Richie, Kevin, you've had your second fish and you've put yourself in the lead. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, to be fair, we didn't fancy peg 4 when we picked it out of the bag, but we've managed to bag 2 fish, and yeah, we're really happy. Fingers crossed we can keep plodding away and have a few more.
It was you as a little bit despondent, wasn't it, Kevin? You come up here, you thought it was no carp corner. Suddenly, like I say, you've caught 2 fish.
Yeah, that's good for teamwork really, because Richie sort of dragged me through the first hour really, so give me a bit of confidence, get a fish down the doors, and I've sort of followed his lead really, and now we're working really hard to try and get a few more on the board hopefully.
Well, that's what it's about in this match scene. If one of your partner's down but the other one's, he's confident, he's there, he's in the right mindset, he can focus the other one just to bring him back to where he needs to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're going to work hard for the next sort of 24 hours through the evening and into the night, and so hopefully bag a few more fish off of our spots.
So it's the first evening of the British Carp Cup finals here at Orchard Place Farm in Kent, and it's going as expected.
Yeah, Darren and Levi, peg 2. 3 fish on the board, 3 good fish, putting them on £70. We expected that peg to do well, didn't we?
Yeah, it's the flying peg.
But peg 4, where's that one come from?
Peg 4, yeah, the wild card. Ricky mentioned it earlier on.
He did.
There's fish holding up in there and the lads are angling for them.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the peg before in competitions not really do that many fish, has there? So
no,
for them to be up there and in the mix at the minute, it's quite good for them, isn't it?
It's good for them. It's a bit of a surprise, but as I say, they're angling for them. And at one point, they're actually in the lead, so the lead has changed a couple of times.
Yeah, and then down the other end of the lake, peg 8, peg 10. They're obviously quite close behind as well, and they're the renowned pegs, aren't they?
They are.
Peg 10 being on the point, we see that do quite well. Plenty of fish out there. There's a spot in the middle of the lake, isn't there, where the fish hold up?
It's a deeper area.
Yeah, so but they're not using maggots, are they?
No, that is unusual. I mean, the going tactic is maggots on this place, and they're using like pop-ups and boilies.
That could be the edge that gets them up in that first place, though, couldn't it? I mean, they're in the mix. They're not far behind at the minute, but is it going to play for them? I mean, can you remember Andy and Tim a few years ago? They changed it up a little bit, didn't they? They wasn't on maggots all competition,
was
they?
Using little pop-ups.
And they pulled out second place at the last day, wasn't it? Can you remember?
It was close. Yeah, I mean, obviously as the nightfall comes into now, certain swims could come into play in nightfall, and it's still wide open.
We're in peg 4 with Richie Collins and Kevin Locke, and they've had a little bit of a carnage morning. They've got fish in the net in front of us. They've only got 1 rod out at this moment in time. They've caught 5 or 6 fish in a very short space of time.
This is what we spoke about last night, wasn't it? When we'd wake up and we'd see slings and nets everywhere.
and this is exactly what we've got.
It might not have been in the swims that we've expected, but it just shows what can happen in match situations when you really work. They've had a good stamp of fish from what they've caught so far. This will be their second 20. And we've just got to wait to see what the others are. So Mick's going to put it on the scales now. Oh wow, look at that all day.
Oh, it's a 20.
Oh, it's 20. I think we're being a bit conservative with our weights here.
Easily a 20. Mick's going to call it.
Munda.
Yep.
25 dead.
£25 dead on.
Well done,
£25 dead on. So it's just rolling the fish up in the net, checking the fins, checking that it's all safely in the bottom. You don't want to damage the fish.
Cool, that looks a good fish.
I don't even know who's
Mine, I think.
We were saying they've had a good stamp of fish. This just ups that ever so much more.
It's up the ante, as they say.
Going to be interesting to see what this one goes on the scales. You can easily snap a fin or something like that. You don't want to do that. You want to be careful, ensure that they're safe. And he loads it up. Oh yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
We said 30.
Oh, we've just heard in our ear, it could even be a PB. Wait for Mick to call it, get it exact.
£31.14.
So Kevin, you've had a bit of a hectic morning, 6 fish.
Yeah, it's been a bit mad actually. It started about 1 o'clock last night. We was getting a fish sort of every hour. And then this morning it's got even better, to be honest with you. Every fish sort of every cast at the moment. So it's not been too bad.
In a swim that you didn't expect.
Not at all. No, it's worked out really well for us at the moment. Let's hope we can keep them there and keep it going, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you was a little bit despondent yesterday. Now you must be over the moon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's totally different morning this morning.
It's almost going to be a guaranteed for first place. It's whether you can now build on that, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't say nothing's guaranteed yet, to be honest with you. There's a long way to go. These fish do come in shoals, so hopefully, as I say, they move around the lake. A bit of a wind change, they might move out. But yeah, we seem to be picking up the better fish, which is a good sign.
Yeah, your stamp of fish has been very good. Average of £20 plus. And you've just had a PB.
Yeah, PB, yeah, 4 by 4 ounces, so it's not been a bad session at all, really.
That can still be beaten, as you know, in this place.
Definitely, yeah. There's a few that size. We've come close to a few 30-pounders, to be honest with you, but it's nice to finally get one.
Let's get this one weighed for you, see what you're at now. Oh, that is another good fish.
£23 dead.
And another 20.
Right, do you want to keep it coming or just go for both?
It seems these guys are hauling 20s for fun.
Richie, can you control your fish, please?
I'm trying, buddy. Back
there we go.
Kerry and Kevin.
Oh, hang on, I'm just going to try and get one with just both of you.
Lovely fish. Off she goes.
So I'm here with the other half of the Dummer brothers. I'm joined by Billy. Now Billy, this is a maggot dominated water. So what sort of rig should the anglers be using when they're using maggots?
Right, Paul, what we've got here, I'll give it a simple breakdown. You've got a coated braid, stripped at the end, a loop in one end. Can you see that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Loop in one end, some tungsten putty to hold it to the bottom, tied to a size 6 or 8 hook with a kicker on the end there. Then we've got a rig ring on this one, but you can also use some rubber tubing to hold the hair in place, some buoyant corn and a size 14 match hook which you thread the maggots onto and then push it back into the corn to hold the maggots in place. And what effectively this does is then the corn will sit up off the top of the hook, wave around naturally in the water with the maggots on top. As you can see, it's a pretty simple rig, but very, very effective on this water.
And why do you think it works on this water then? Why would the fish pick that up? Is it that bit of colour and the wiggling of the maggots?
Because what I think happens is where you use the buoyant corn, it just sits up just off the top of the hook there. You've got the maggots waving around in the water, and then you can use a variance of colours, as you know with the buoyant corn. You've got your yellows, your whites, your pinks, your orange, and it always pays. If it slows down, swap it over, give it a variation. And yeah, I do believe that, you know, just by the visual colour and having the maggots just sitting off the bottom, just moving around naturally, is what entices the fish in.
And would you use something like a PVA bag of maggots with that rig?
Yes, one of my favourites personally. I mean, I use a nice bag of mesh, touch it onto the hook, and then chuck it out, and then that's it really, and that should catch you fish at Orchard Place Farm.
That's a quality rig, and I know a lot of the anglers are using it to good effect this weekend.
Let's hope we see a lot of fish on the bank.
Let's hope so.
Peg 2, Levi Letchford, Darren Pearce, and Darren's in again. Just come round to weigh a fish, and he's bent into another one. And this fish is crucial. The guys in Peg 4 in the healthy lead, and these guys in second place. If you can get this one in, plus the one he's already got in the sling, it will narrow that gap between first and second. Always tense moments playing these fish, when it means so much to these guys. They really don't want to lose them. Levi watches on. Tentatively playing the fish. Levi's just moving that other rod so the line's not in the way. Doesn't want to get it snarled up with the other line. Gets the net ready. Has actually gone through that other line. It's never ideal. Bit of knitting. Knit 1, pole 2. It's always good to have a mate with you when you get into situations like this. It's tense enough as it is, but when it's tangled in another line, it doesn't help. The fish is nearly ready for the net. Levi's ready, the fish is ready, and it's in the net. Another fish to Peg 2. Mick Coxon's going to call it.
£12.15.
£12.15. There's Darren, got another bag on, ready to get that rod back on the spot. Whoosh, out it goes. Bit short that one. It's when that'll do, will not do. It's got to be precise. If it's not on the spot that he wants, it will come straight back in and he'll do it again. Making sure to dry the hook. If you're putting PVA back on the hook, it's going to melt it, so you've got to make sure that your hook's dry before you put the PVA bag back on. Just nicks it on the hook, ready to be buzzed back out there. Extra bit of protection, bit of foam around the point of the hook. Again, that's PVA, so that'll melt as soon as it hits the bottom. Lines up his spot. Boom, right on the spot. So here's the first fish of the brace. Looks to be a bigger fish, nice mirror carp. Another lively one. It's in the sling. Pop it on the scales. Yeah, that's a better fish.
£23.11.
23.11. Along with the common. That has narrowed the gap between first and second. So here's the brace from Darren and Levi in peg 2. This is going to consolidate their second place and get them closer to that all-important first place. Nice common, nice mirror, typical Orchard Place Farm fish. It'd be nice if the boys would smile. So we're round in peg 4 and it's fish for fish at the moment in this competition. No sooner have we got back from peg 2 with Darren and Levi, and we're round with Kevin and Richie, and they've got a brace as well. Right, here we go. On the scales. First this brace for Richie and Kevin. And it's
£16.15.
£16.15.
Ruin your best attire.
Brace for Kevin and Richie, which has extended their lead. £18.8 and £16.15. So I've collared Ricky again. We're now Saturday afternoon and it's sort of gone true to form. The lads in peg 4, which was a bit of a wild card, they've been hauling.
Yeah, so I've just been hearing. So the tips I was hearing first of all from the bailiffs, they're rarely wrong, to be fair. They spend a lot of time at the lakes and they clearly know what they're talking about.
They live and breathe it, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, true to form, as you say, it's producing fish. Those guys are in first position. If you hadn't heard from the bailiffs before the match, you'd never ever have.
No, I certainly wouldn't have picked that swim.
No, definitely. I don't think most people wouldn't, other than a little bit of inside knowledge and you know a bit of information about the match. First of all, you never would. So yeah, they're in first place and they're just literally picking them off. What we thought peg 2, which is the back point, that's in second place.
Second place at the moment, yeah.
About £100 behind though, so Darren and Levi got some making up to do, but that swim can do big hits of fish very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, it's known at night, going into the evening, early morning, it produces big weights of fish, so don't be surprised if all of a sudden peg 2 comes back out of nowhere.
Exactly, but the lads in peg 4 are actually catching during the night as well. So
yeah, absolutely, they're doing really well, to be fair. It's literally thrown up a real wild card and I think opened this match up to slightly different than what people's predictions were. The deep water, the back island and the back bay, which is swim 4, all really producing really well.
And your other guys in peg 10 on the other spit, which was one of our favourite pegs, they're in 4th.
Yeah, currently in 4th place. Yeah, I think they'll pick a few fish off if they're fishing the spots within, even on the points. You know, they're good, prolific swims, but you have to be on the right spots within the both bodies of water.
Yeah.
So I think that they will have a few fish if they're fishing the right spots. But peg 4 at the moment is run the way with it. But my prediction still that peg 2 will come through, and I think they'll have a few fish.
So Ricky, if you was in peg 2 tonight, what would you do?
So peg 2 around £100 behind, going into the final night here. To be honest, I'd be filling it in. I'd be using maggots. I'd be putting a big hit of bait across probably 3 of my rods. There's 4 rods fishing in that swim. I'd definitely be fishing 3 of them heavily baited, so that I can get, if the fish do move in, you can hold them and you can get a big hit of fish very quickly.
Well, let's see if Ricky's predictions come true as we go into the final night. Anything could still happen in this competition. So we're round in peg 7 with Martin Howe, who's about to weigh a fish that he's got in the sling there, which he thinks is a PB, and his other rod's just torn off, and he's bent into another fish.
What do you reckon, Matt?
Well, yeah.
He's not sure on the size at the moment. Thing with this place, it could be a double figure carp or it could be a 40, you just don't know. It's kiting well right at the moment. Like another good fish. This is when Martin's got to concentrate. He's coming up to the top now. Nearly ready for the net. Last little bid for freedom. Here comes the fish, ready with the net. Is it in the net? Oh, yes, it's in the net.
Well done,
Another
mate.
fish to Martin Howell.
Yeah.
It's all been zeroed up. Let's have a look how big this one is.
There's one in there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, little one.
Yeah, little one.
Couple of pound it is, mate. Just about a weigher.
Yeah, just about.
Oh yeah, that's another unit.
Ready?
Big old chunk, mirror carp.
The old one that big before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
With the usual banter on these carp fishing matches.
Every weekend we can go fishing, do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah. Don't say that.
So Mick's going to call it.
Oh yeah, good one son, PB.
It's a big fish.
Get in.
$34.12.
34 and 3/4.
Well done, pal.
That is a cracking fish for Martin.
Hold on, mate, new PB.
Okay, Martin, peg 7. You're all on your lonesome. You got your runner with you,
Yeah.
but you're only you allowed to fish with the rods.
Yeah.
It's been a quiet 24 hours, and
Yeah.
then boom,
Yeah.
2 at once.
Yeah, yeah. Turned up Friday. Like I say, I'm on my own. Never fished a match on my own before, so you miss that camaraderie. Where you're going to go? We'll go here. You put your 2 rods there. I'll put mine here. No one to talk to. And luckily, Ash came to save me. 9 o'clock last night. So yeah, and then woke up today, saw a few fish, and start seeing more and more. And obviously, this has just happened. So.
Any more to come, do you think? Because I think it's going
I
to put you
think
into
so.
4th place.
That's why I was eager to get the rod straight back out, because obviously I caught the 30 and then phoned you, and then as you arrived it went again, so it's quite rare for that to happen, so I was eager to get the rods back out on the spot just in case a 3rd one comes along, so hopefully tonight, late this afternoon, that'll happen.
Yeah, I think it will. I think the conditions are really good at the moment, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, I mean it's a bit muggy, but it's overcast, and like I said yesterday, there was nothing down here, it was no carp corner. I had a little catfish this
Which
morning.
unfortunately don't count. So.
No. And I thought that was going to be it for us, but no, I'm well happy now.
Well, 24 hours to go, or perhaps a little bit less.
Yeah.
You started to get on the scoreboard. Let's hope we have some more.
Yeah, hopefully, if the bigger stamper down here, and hopefully we can catch peg 4 and make a match of it.
Good luck, Martin.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So it's a Saturday evening update of the British Carp Cup finals, and we've got runaway leaders Richie Collins, Kevin Locke, peg 4.
Quite a bit in front of Darren and Levi at the minute, aren't they?
They are. They're pulling away at the moment, but you say with another over 12 hours to go, anything could change in the competition. But you've got Darren and Levi in 2nd place with 6 fish, 120 pounds and 8 ounce.
Yeah, but look at the battle for the last podium spot there. There's only £4 between Adam and Wayne and Andy and Liam.
Yeah, and then you've got Martin Howell following them up with their PB fish, £34.12, and the other fish he caught, which is 2 fish to £55 and 8 ounces.
Yeah, and the stamp of fish that Martin's been getting as well, if he gets one more of those, he's going to snatch that last podium spot, isn't he?
Yes, that'll put him straight up into 3rd position. So that's how the scoreboard looks on this Saturday evening. I think a good time now to go around and have a chat with some of these anglers. Levi, Darren, we're into the final night.
Yeah.
In peg 2, 2nd place, 90 odd pound behind peg 4.
Yeah.
Is it do or die now?
Just do.
Just
do
do?
all you can. That's it. Carry on till the end.
Yeah. Hopefully the fish turn up. We just ain't been here all weekend, really.
There's a few more hours to go. We've got tomorrow morning as well. They didn't really show up this morning like we thought they was gonna. So if tomorrow's different, then we can make £90 up in an hour. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
if they get here.
morning's good in this swim generally. So if they do turn up tomorrow morning, we could accumulate quite a few fish in a short space of time.
So you're not going to panic, change up, do anything different?
No, we're getting bites from certain spots. Obviously, the right-hand side of the swim's a little bit slow, so we've tried something different to try and get that side working a bit better.
So what have you tried? What's different? What have you tried? Different bait, different area?
We found an area, yeah, just found a different area. Had a bit of info passed to us.
That always helps.
Yeah. So we're going to give that a go, and hopefully it comes good.
So you've got £90 to make up.
Yeah, with £90, it's not a lot on here really.
It's not. It's a few fish, isn't it?
Well, we've seen a brace of £50 today already, so
yeah,
only takes a brace and a little one to get to achieve your goal. So
we'll keep plugging away, lads. Definitely. Yeah, keep plugging away.
Yeah, just keep going.
And let's hope you can get a few more fish on the board.
Yeah, we'll try our best.
So we're back in peg 2, no sooner than we just finished the interview with them. And Levi's hooked into another one. Crucial fish, this one, as they all are, to be fair. He's in the danger area at the moment. He's trying to get it away from those snags. Bit of side strain. Get a different angle on it. Darren's getting ready with the net. He's not ready for the net yet. He's getting prepared. Trying to get this fish out into open water. As always, tense moments. They can get this in, it was also narrow the gap between first and second. With one night to go.
Oh, it's come on.
Oh. That is not what we want to see. Desperation. Got a feel for the guys.
So gentlemen, final morning. No fish by the looks of the water.
No, nothing overnight. We had a couple of bites, but unfortunately no carp. So we're starting to get to the last few hours where it's going to be really tight.
Yeah, peg 2. Darren and Levi, they've had a few fish through the night. We make it only £30 behind you now, so it's getting tight at the top.
Yeah, fair play to them. They're catching fish. They must have a mate in front of them. It's a good peg 2, and they obviously seem to be working well in it. So, fair play. Let's just keep our fingers crossed we can nick a bite before the end.
Yeah, I think that's what we're aiming for now. We're not going to get a big hit of fish, I don't think, out of this swim. We're just hoping to get the odd one or two that pushes or consolidates it, really.
Yeah. Well, 4 hours to go. £30 in lead. I mean, what are you thinking? One more fish will do it, or?
No, I don't think so.
One or two fish, maybe. Yeah.
We definitely need 2, or one of a decent size. If we can put a high 20 on the bank, then that puts them probably two or three fish to catch us up.
So no rash moves now. Then you're just going to sit on your hands and wait for fish to come to you, or going to try and change something up?
I think we'll have a little talk in a second and try and work out what we can do for the last few hours and see how we can manage to winkle one out. But probably just keep going the same tactics. We are trying different spots, we are trying different things, but none of it seems to be working. As I say, I think this swim, we've caught the fish I think that was in front of us when we got here, and I think they've definitely moved out now. So,
yeah, what's the emotions like at this point?
Sort of not knowing what to do really, because we're trying everything, and I think
a bit of frustration, bit of excitement, but you've always got it in the back of your mind that those boys could nick a fish, and we could drop down into second, but we'll keep plodding on.
Yeah, this is what match fishing's all about, isn't it, boys?
Yeah,
that's what we come for.
That's what we do it for.
So round in peg 3, Simon Berry, J. Carp Mal.
Just doing some spinning.
They want this
Just caught
third
one on the
position.
spinner.
The rod's just rattled off while we're in the swim with them. Simon's into the fish now. He's quite round to the right. With only 3/4 of an hour to go in the final. A little bit of a bend in the rod. Be interested to see what size this fish is. The fish is taking line off the clutch now. Trying to make a bid for freedom. There she is on the top.
Come on, Jay.
Jay's ready with the net. Is it going in?
Yeah.
It's in. This should put them into third position. So Simon and Jay, they're third place. Well, currently third place. Simon and Jay. But after a fishless 24 hours, the guys in peg 4, Richie and Kevin, just had another one. 31 pound in front. This should take the pressure off. They're like cold springs. And this looks to be a half decent fish, which will really increase their lead. Well, it looks to be a mid-double. Could this be the fish that wins them British Carp Cup's final? Nick's going to pop him on the scales and we'll find out what she weighs.
No. That fish is... Go on.
There's a bleep on their other rods.
£18.1.
£18.1.
Good stuff, mate. It's good fish.
So that has increased their lead.
Nice one.
Well, Richie, Kevin, is this the fish that's going to win you the British Carp Cup finals?
Still 2 hours to go, so you know, still all to play for. We're just going to keep putting our rods back on the spots, and you know, see if we can have a couple more.
That's 49 pounds in front now. They're going to need at least 2, perhaps even 3.
Yeah, still doable on this lake though. They do go around in shoals, so I hope, as I say, they could still do that, to be honest with you. So we'll just have to keep going on and forget they're in the lead for the next couple of hours and just keep plodding away.
Yeah. So a bit of relief for Richie and Kevin as they return this 18-pounder. Hour and a half to go. Will they hold their lead? But our guys in second place, Levi and Darren. Last chance saloon, they've locked into one. Levi's ready with the net. It's up the top now. Here he comes. Another common carp. Is he in the net? Oh, last dash for freedom. Is he in? He's in. No, he's not in. Oh, that fish is really giving them some grief. It's up on the top. Levi's there. It's in. Levi and Darren aren't finished yet. Back on the spot. I'm going to pop him on the scales.
The common Amanda.
Yep, got it.
Let's see what it weighs. Crucial fish for these guys. Mick's going to call it
13.8.
13 pounds 8 ounce. And still they wait. And there it is.
Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you our now new British Carp Cup winners.
And there we have it, Richie Collins, Kevin Lock, £234 3 ounce, your new 2017 British Carp Cup champions. Darren Pearce, Levi Letchford kept them going all the way there, finishing second on 198 pounds 12 ounce. And Simon Burry, J Carp male, only 8 ounce separating them in 4th place, catching that final fish this morning. Just goes to show you never give up until the end. So gents, 2017 British Carp Cup champions, how are you feeling?
Over the moon, to be honest.
Yeah.
After that poor draw we had in Peg 4, to come all that way and to win it is fantastic.
Yeah, from an unfancied peg as well. I mean, we know by now that at the start of the competition you wasn't fancying it, you wasn't up for it, but now look.
Yeah, it turned out right in the end, didn't it?
It's one of those things. It's, you know, we worked away and it's worked in our favour, and what can we say, we're well happy, aren't we?
Yeah, well happy, chuffed.
Yeah, I suppose the thing that we've picked out the most is that you capitalised on the fish when there was on you. You had obviously a lull during the middle of the match, didn't you, where you wasn't catching, but when the fish were there you was on them, weren't you?
Yeah, well, we took the best opportunities while it was there, making sure that our baits were on the spots, and every time we had a fish we were getting our rods back out straight away, and so we just managed to nick those fish.
And we did, yeah.
Yeah, which, you know, did us a world of good and obviously built us a bit of a lead. So yeah, we're well happy.
Yep.
Fantastic. Back next year to defend the title?
Definitely.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll be back next year.
Well, what a fantastic weekend's fishing we've had down at Orchard Place Farm, and we've crowned our new British Carp Cup champions, Kevin Locke and Richie Collins.
Yeah, I mean, what an absolute brilliant weekend it's been, literally down to the wire. I mean, 3rd place being stole with an hour and a half to go there by Simon and Jay.
Yeah, it was, and even 2nd place, catching right up until the end.
Yeah, absolutely storming. I mean, Orchard Place never fails to deliver. Absolutely brilliant match venue for carp fishing.
It certainly is, and I'd just like to congratulate our winners again, Kevin and Richie.